Hey guys, I believe you guys must have heard this saying that goes thus: you should have more sex, especially when you're pregnant. You should have more sex compared to when you're not even pregnant, because it's going to help you in the labor room when you're shouting, when you're screaming, oh God, oh God. It's going to help you in the labor room. And I want to address this particular I want to address it. So you guys should follow through. I'm Kamsiyo Nneoma. This is Sexuality and Health Wellness, where we leave no crumbs behind. Okay, so what really happens when you have sex during pregnancy? We'll talk about it. But I just want you guys to understand that, to take away from your brain, this particular exercise or this particular thing is not for everybody. Number one, for people, it is not really for people that are not going to give birth through the vagina. It is not really necessary for them, right? But not as if they cannot enjoy sex during pregnancy, but I just want you to know that it is not for them. The number two, it is not for people that have high risk pregnancy. Ensure that you attend antenatal so that whatever abnormality or whatever thing that is not normal will be detected on time, and we will know whether you are under the group of high risk pregnancy or not, so that we can manage you as such. And of course, instructions will be given to you based on the group where you belong. Okay, so for people that are under the group low risk pregnancy, people that they don't really have anything, any abnormal values, they don't really, they are okay, right? Congratulations. Now let's talk. Okay, now listen, this is actually right. I know you're happy. Okay, it's actually right. That saying is actually right. But I want you to know that when you get to labor room, even if you had sex that particular night and you get to the labor room, that particular, like, after you had sex, labor started, and then you walked into the labor room, and then you are ready to push, like, you're ready to, the baby has engaged and you're ready to push. I want you to understand that, my sister, you see, that quota of strength you're supposed to put in, you still put it in. That quota of energy you're supposed to put in, you are still going to put it in. That time you're supposed to spend, you are still going to spend it, unless you are under the group of people that used to have precipitate level. Apart from that, everything that a normal or average prego goes through during labor, you will still go through it. So having sex is not going to reduce it, but having sex during pregnancy actually helps. Now, how does it help? Now, it might interest you to know that when you have sex that leads to orgasm, when you have sex that leads to actual orgasm, it is wonderful. It is, on a very good day, it is good. So, but when you're pregnant, what it does is, number one, the semen contains prostaglandins, which helps soften the cervix. It is so good. It softens the cervix, and of course, apart from that, the semen contains good amount of nutrients, which is going to strengthen your cervix, going to strengthen that place for activity to come. So when you keep giving, if you're a man and you're listening to this, please understand. When you keep giving that semen, when you keep receiving that amount of semen, at least at intervals, at very good intervals, you are only nourishing and strengthening your cervix, nourishing and strengthening that pathway through which your baby walks, through which your baby slides through and away. you are nourishing that place for the great moment to come. And of course, it is not bad. Now, when you also engage in sex that leads to orgasm, I'm talking about good sex, right? I'm talking about good sex. When you engage in such, it brings about situation where there is release of oxytocin. On a very good day when you're having sex, there is release of oxytocin so as to take in the semen, take in what the man is putting in there. So there's release of oxytocin, right? And of course, oxytocin is that love hormone. So to take in the semen and all that. So at that moment, you're likely to experience Higgs Braxton. That's just a very mild contraction, a very mild contraction. And of course, that contraction is taking place in your pelvic area, right? Those muscles there is taking place there. And I will just have to put it this way, that that contraction is just like a form of exercise for your pelvic muscles to engage in. And of course, we know that any part of the body that you're not exercising, so when you do it, you jolt your pelvic muscles back to life. You jolt them to an action, and that action is very good, is very okay, just for them to thrive and for them to remain healthy until the day you enter labor room. But one thing is for sure: will you push? Yes, you push, my sister. Will you shout? Yes, you scream. You still scream. So now you understand what the semen is there to do for you. You understand what it is there to do for you. It is there to give you the nutrients, the nourishment, and all that. And you having an orgasm that makes you shake and all that is very cool. It's great. It's awesome. Yes, and of course, do not be scared when you after engaging in sexual activities, you're likely to see spots of blood. That does not mean that you are dying. No, you're not dying. The baby's not going. But of course, like I said, I'm speaking to people that are consistent with their antenatal. If you're not, please, I beg you, you need to start. You need to register and start and be consistent. Okay, because you will never know whether you are under the high risk pregnant women if you have never registered with. I mean, if you're the type that when it's time to give birth, you run to one local midwife, you run to a home and then you do the. It is not really nice, because emergency can actually occur. Then how do you tackle it? Gosh, I was there in emergency room when they brought this woman. She gave birth at home. After giving birth, the placenta refused to come out. The placenta refused to come out. She was crying. She still came and we still did CS. So you're running away from hospital bills and all that. But at the end of the day, you will still come. You will still spend money times two of what you would have spent if you were consistent with coming, checking up, and all whatnot. So I just want to encourage us to, for the people that are not under the high risk pregnant women, please have more sex and bond with your husband, engage with your husband. It is cool, right? There is nothing wrong with it, especially if you are not contraindicated. Okay, and of course, please and please check up with your obs and gynae doctor. All right, I'll see you in my next video. I love you.